Hey folks, it's James Thomas, and today I'm going to talk about my three great passions, my specialties: stress management, relationship, and communication. So I get people asking me, James, why are you a life coach? Why did you choose stress management, relationship, and communications as your specialty? Well, let me tell you, I did not decide to become a coach and then choose my specialties. No. I was coaching before I even knew it was a career possibility, and it's my passion for these three specialties that has dragged me into the profession. Let me explain. Why stress management? Why relationship? Why communication? First, stress management. I am passionate about stress management because stress has a measurable, quantifiable negative effect on a host of physical and mental illnesses. From difficult to treat conditions like migraines and fibromyalgia to well-documented killers like heart disease and diabetes, and even cancer. Am I saying that stress causes cancer? No. But the APA just published a study that illustrates how psychotherapy improves outcomes in breast cancer patients. Now, psychotherapy is a stress reliever. You go into therapy to get things off your mind, to learn better ways of dealing with life challenges. Stress has a measurable impact on our physical health, and that translates into dollars and cents when it comes to medical expenses, doctor's bills, co-payments, insurance premiums. And not only physical health, but stress triggers and aggravates everything from mild depression and anxiety to serious mental illness. Stress should be one of the first things that we learn to deal with and handle, whether we're doing preventative self-care or we're undergoing treatment for another condition. That is why I am passionate about stress management. Number 2, relationship. Why am I passionate about relationship? Well, relationship is the cause of most people's stress. Relationships at work, with your boss, or with your coworkers, or with a random stranger that you interact with on the highway. Now, you might not consider that a relationship, but think about it. You're interacting with them, communicating at some level, eye contact, body language, car language. Your ability to relate to one another, or your inability to relate to one another, is directly connected to your stress level. Family relationships are a huge source of stress. Around 50% of marriages fail. Now, that statistic fluctuates, but it's been around 50% for the last 30 years. Our relationships at school, social relationships, cause a significant amount of stress. Relationships at church, the social and religious expectations and stresses that go along with being a part of a body of believers. Learning how to nurture good relationships and avoid toxic ones is probably one of the most important skill sets in your self-care toolbox. That is why I am passionate about relationship. Learn how to relate well. Learn how to manage your relationships well, and you will eliminate the majority of stress from your life. Number 3, communication. Why am I passionate about communication? Well, problems with communication are the #1 cause of relationship issues. Communication, relationship, stress level. You getting the connection here? Being able to take your thoughts, your feelings, and deliver them to the other person through speaking, through writing, through body language is vital to any kind of a relationship, whether it be a 2-minute relationship with a stranger on the street or a 20-year relationship with your spouse. Relationships fail, relationships break down, relationships cause stress because of several communication issues. Probably the biggest one is a failure to communicate in the first place, lack of communication. So many marriages fail because of this. Months or years down the road, the newlyweds look at each other and go, I don't really know this person. I can't relate to this person. There was a lack of communication there from the get-go. Lack of communication is not a good way to start any relationship, and it's a terrible stressor. And then you have miscommunication, and then differences in communication styles. In miscommunication, the other party is not understanding what we meant. Often it's a simple matter of skill and aptitude, supplemented by education and practice. We can become effective communicators and learn how to avoid miscommunication. And then you have differences in communication. So you have lack of communication, miscommunication, and differences in communication. Sometimes a relationship breaks down just because of differences in communication style. Even within the same language and dialect, there are differences in vernacular, in sayings, in attitudes that either inhibit or enhance our ability to communicate. This is why learning love languages, for example, is so important to marriage relationships. It has been consistently proven that couples who learn to communicate in one another's love languages have much better success at their long-term relationships. Just because we have differences in communication styles doesn't mean that those differences have to divide us. We need to learn those differences and learn how to cope with, enjoy, overcome, and appreciate those differences. So that is why I am passionate about communication. Communication feeds directly into our relationships, and relationships significantly impact our stress level. And our stress level impacts measurably, scientifically, quantifiably our physical and mental wellness. Stress management, relationship, and communication are so inextricably intertwined, it just lights a fire under me every time I think about it. So there you have it, my 3 passions, the drive behind my coaching, my writing, my speaking.